Okay, so the story time. The topic is why having a quality portfolio is so important than networking with recruiters in the and with the industry professionals. Like in LinkedIn, we keep on saying that networking is so important. If you don't do networking, that means that you won't find the right kind of job. Well, I'll tell you my experience because first of all, remember, like this is completely my personal experience. Like it's my opinion. You may disagree with me. It's completely fine. I'll just tell what I feel. So what is distorted time? There's a famous saying by Andy Warhol. He mentioned before that in the future, everybody will become world famous for just 15 minutes. Well, I actually felt it. I'll tell you why. Last year, I attended NSC Film Festival. Well, actually, I attended twice, but especially yesterday, it was something different for me. I finally, like convocated. Everyone is super excited for the placement. They will all get the job. They for a dream, like like everyone is for sure, like because we all have made films, and you're gonna meet the amazing recruiters, and we all like excited because we are like small kids, like you're just gonna get to the big uh, side of our life. And actually, in Annecy, you have a board called MIFA. MIFA is like you have companies like Pixar, Disney, Illumination, Mega, Netflix, Ubisoft, Spa Studios. They all come together, and what you do is that you apply, and if you're a suitable candidate, they choose you. And I was happen to meet some of the amazing recruiters from the places like Pixar, Disney. And when I went there, like I got selected. Like there were like only few students who got selected, and I was one of them, like with Disney and Blue Sky. I got like, oh my god, like Disney. I met the recruiters who has worked with Glenn Keane, and he has worked with Natalie. She has worked with like Natalie Norgate and all these people, and I'm showing my portfolio to them. I got super excited because the reason why I got excited during that phase, I was so much invested with social medias, like especially Instagram and Facebook. I created my website and everything. I used to receive lots of like people coming to me and telling me that, bro, your work is so great, like you will get a job, like you're definitely made for Disney, you're definitely made for Pixar, your board is amazing. And when people tells you, you get influenced and you're so overwhelmed, right? And you're very sure that that because Disney and Blue Sky, they're calling me, it means something, right? You just feel it. And yeah, so I went to them, I showed my work. It was so positive. They were like, Mriganka, man, this art style is great. Like, I think here are some of the things that you need to work on, but I think you should apply right now, and just shoot a mail and we'll come back to you. These are all promises. But the reality is, once the NEC Film Festival got over, I received no reply. Like all those promises, so much networking with the recruiters, professionals. Like I had coffee and I had a beer with, like people from Spa Studios talking about the film, how they made, the work in progress, and they sharing my knowledge, sharing my work. They were like, Dan, you should definitely come to Spain. You should work with us. These are all sayings. I'm telling you, these are all sayings. The reality is here, the hard truth reality. Like you send a mail, hey, it was nice to meet you. We had a great time. As you say that you're looking for storyboard artists. How about it? But they don't reply to you. Like, what's wrong with it? And here it is. You feel so defeated. Like you've been waiting months and months and months. You feel that sense of loneliness. You get depressed and you start blaming yourself. Like maybe I didn't good enough. Like maybe I should have actually like got the job right at that moment. Like just I don't know. Like I was so lonely. Like but you can't really hold yourself for long enough. Like at some moment, at some point of time, you have to just give up and just accept the reality, the truth that no one is hiring you. Not even the small companies are hiring you right now. And I just felt bad, and I just went back to India, to my hometown, and I spent like few months. And my parents asking like, so what's the next phase? Like, what you gonna do now? Like, are you gonna apply here? Are you gonna go back? But I made my decision that I'll go back to Paris. I'll start applying there because I haven't applied to any Parisian studios yet. Let's see how it goes. So I came back to Paris. I talked with my friends. Most of them got their jobs. It's not like permanent jobs, but more like a freelance gig. I had nothing, absolutely nothing. Like, you feel so defeated, right? Like, you spend your whole year in studying about animation, you made your portfolio, people say it's great, but ultimately you're like, what? Like, what's happening? Is something's wrong with my work, or am I not meeting on? Is the timing not correct, or what is it exactly? So here's what I understood, like after months of understanding that number one is instant gratification. Like, you don't really enjoy the process anymore of creating artwork. You just want the end goal. Like, I just need to finish the artwork in one day, in few hours. And I just need attention, like what people are commenting on, how many likes I'm getting, like what they're talking about my artwork, like, and all this, that feeling of restlessness was so huge within me. That was the first thing that I understood. Second thing is that the more you spent on social media, like following, like creating artwork one, but see, these are not this is not wrong. Okay, you can create artwork, you can post them, it's absolutely fine. But with me, it was every single day. Like, I want to post something, I want to give something, like this kind of agitation, not agitation, like it's this restlessness was continuous. So I was lacking a observation skill, and it was always the same old idea. I was repeating myself, and I was just creating the same thing over and over in some different angles with different kind of storytelling and tropes. And I was not engulfing any new information. That was another problem. And you become less and less creative day by day. And the world seems to move so faster. Like, you just being invested so much in the social media and not really investing time on yourself. You're not working on yourself. It's so outwardly. And because you have no like securities right now, you just worry more about the future, and you grieve over the past a lot. And you're not basically living the moment, not the present moment. And at the end, yeah, you feel like a lost case. You just start comparing with the best of the best, like my classmates who are in amazing places. Like, you just start comparing yourself with them. uh, then what can I say? So this quote, it total makes sense. Like, you become a famous, like for few minutes. Like, when I say famous, like Instagram famous or maybe social media famous. But the reality is, you're like in the same spot. And it's true, life hits hard, like really badly. It hits you really hard. One of my classmates, he worked in Spa Studios for the film Claws. By the way, if you haven't watched Claws, it's an amazing film. It's there in Netflix. You should definitely watch it. He told me that, the college, they give you opportunity, resources to create, but it's you who must do the hard job. I mean, we all know that. Isn't it fake? Isn't it like everybody knows that you have to do the hard job, right? The real work, you have to do it. But I was always avoiding the hard part right from the beginning, even in MIT, even in Gobla. Like, yes, in Gobla, it forces you to focus more on the draftsmanship, but within you, you know that you feel like postponing those skill set that you want to do. Like, you keep on postponing it, and it's not good. What I was postponing, like here, only working hard is no good. You have to hit the target, the main problem areas that you need to work on, and that will make a huge difference. So for me, it's this: observation skills, the fundamentals, anatomy, simplicity, aesthetics, and design. Believe me, when I was in NSC, when I was meeting the recruiters, they don't tell you all this thing. They just see the overall. They tell you, and this might happen in other film festivals, not just here, but they're just being generously very nice with you. Like your work is great. Like, you should definitely apply for it. They don't give you the job right in your mouth. You have to apply from online, from the website, and that's how you get in. But these are all talks, right? In other words, what I understood, that I was lacking draftsmanship for clarity. Like, I was I was taking so much information, like the complex part, the advanced part, but the basic part was just this: that you had problems in fundamentals. And who told me all this thing? How did I figure it out that I lack in observation? Because I thought that I'm good in observation skill, but who told me this? For that, I found the right mentor. Now, what do I mean by right mentor? I don't mean to say that the teachers could be a right mentor, but maybe your friend, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, maybe your sister, or maybe someone else can be your right mentor. And I'm so lucky that my roommate, who is an amazing character designer, and he's currently working in one of the studio called Foliberry in France. He told me this, that Mriganka, the main problem is that you know so much, but in reality you lack in this problem, especially the skills, the hard part, the drawing, the anatomy. I mean, you keep on postponing this. I know it, right? Like, he told me all this thing. And there's another guy, who is a French artist. He told me something else, like, man, you need to work on life drawing. You know, you have to go out and see and draw more people, and that's how you will increase your vocabulary. And I knew all this thing, but I was not doing that much. You know, I was being unconscious, not practicing consciously. And here's the thing, never believe that someone who is such a great artist, maybe like Natalie Norrigat or some other board artist, or maybe a character designer who is amazing, can make you a better artist. They might give you a few tips and tricks, but they won't understand you, the problems, right? You need to find the right people in your life who can really push you forward. And here are the two styles. One is more like Mike Mignola, that my roommate keeps on creating this kind of artwork. He's more graphic way of, he had like a better sense of graphic. And other one, the artwork of Gustav Klimt, who was a prodigy of this is a work of Egon Schiele, and he was a prodigy of Gustav Klimt. His artwork is more organic, and this French guy, his work is more like a Moebius kind of art. You know, like it's more organic, more drama, that kind of sense, kind of artwork. And I made a target that, okay, I'm gonna focus on my skill. I'm not going to sit down and read books and, like, just keep on draw, just not being in a comfortable zone. I'll have to like push myself. I need to create more solid drawing. And I had to change my mind shift from making something which I'm comfortable with to something uncomfortable, from untruth to truth, more like that. And here's a transition in myself. Before, I used to make like very cartoony, like I used to not focus more on the drawing part but more on the storytelling part. But for the past 6 to 8 months, I was only drawing, not only just working hard on it, but hitting the target. Like, if I don't know how to draw hands, I will just draw hands from all angles. Like, I should build an like my visual memory, not just looking at an art, but from my memory I should be able to draw. And here was the output. And I was getting so much better on my skills over the time. And I'm telling you, it doesn't happen like quickly, like in a day. It takes months and months. And for the past few months, I was like detoxing myself from social media. I used to see less artwork, because sometimes, like, when you see artist artwork, you feel like creating an artwork, but you don't really think, seriously, that, okay, why am I creating this artwork? What is the reason? What are the thoughts? But before you put, the pencil down. And these are the things what I learned, that is a saying that don't focus on the end product, like the mango, right? You need to first get the sunlight, the manure, the water, the healthy soil, and the seed to plant. In other words, you must enjoy the creation rather than, like, focusing on the end goal. Like, just forget the end result for now, but because you will get there anyway, but you need to focus more on the process, like each and from the line drawing, from the composition, from the storytelling point of view, each and everything. Just have fun with it. And like, you'll become a better artist when you have a purpose. It doesn't matter how much work you're doing, because quality beats quantity any day. Play the long game. Don't focus on the early success. Some artists, they start earlier and they become really successful, which is fantastic. But some people who is still confused right now what they want in their life, they don't know which direction they're going. It is absolutely fine. Like some of the famous, people like J.K. Rowling. She got her big break at the age 28, you know. Da Vinci, you know, he worked on Mona Lisa for 4 years. Like, you just imagine that he was absolutely devoted in creating that artwork. He didn't care about what people were saying to him. He didn't care about how many likes or comments he's gonna get. He was just enjoying the process. Vincent van Gogh, he started drawing at the age of 27. Look, why I'm telling you this, because I'm 25, right? Like, I was feeling bad that, you know, like, because in my classroom there were people from the age of 19 to the age of 35, and they're from all over the world. Like, the 19-year-old kid, she was studying the same thing that I was studying, and she was so like young. And the other guy who was 35 years of age, he was from Brazil. He's from Brazil, and he was doing the same thing as mine. So I talked to them personally, like, how can you be so dedicated at this age? Because isn't it very difficult for you? You know what he told me? He said that age doesn't matter, man. Age doesn't really matter. If you want to learn something, age doesn't matter. And by the way, this guy is also working on a personal project for the past 9 years. And he was in Brazil. Nobody noticed him, and now he's getting some kind of like now he can, now people are really recognizing his work because he's meeting people, like he's showing his artwork to people, and he spent like 9 years to create those level of artwork. Yes, and the next thing is that right now, because of social media, the world is celebrating the youth. You know, like the early success. Like everything needs to be really quick. You need to deliver faster, faster, faster. And personally, I'm not against them. It's perfectly fine, but it doesn't apply with everyone. Like if you have doubt, if you don't know where you are going, in which direction you're going, it is absolutely fine. You just have to find the right mentor who knows the problem, you know. But you have to challenge yourself constantly, like which direction you're going. But it's fine. And yes, be patient. It doesn't matter how slow and fast you make the progress. Ultimately, everyone is on the same journey to create something. If you heard the story of a fern and a bamboo tree, like fern, if you plant the seed of fern, it grows in few days, in few weeks. But the bamboo tree, it takes years. You know, it takes like 4 or 5 years before it shoots within 6 months. Because the bamboo tree, if you go below the soil, it builds a solid foundation, and it's very important. So if you feel the pressure of the social media that you have to, if you feel like, if you compare yourself with someone else, please don't do that. Um, just work on, just invest time on yourself. You know, like you will hit someday, like maybe in a year, maybe in days, in week, who knows, nobody knows. It's absolutely fine. And so what I'm doing right now, and right now, because I spend so much time on myself, I got my first big break. I got my first freelance job like in January. I worked for like 3 months, and I got more and more positive response from the studios. Why? Because since I knew my core problems, thanks to the mentors that I find in my life, I could meet the industry needs which I lacked before, and which I'm still working on it. It's not like the end of it. I'm still working on it. But believe me, I really understood the value of long game than instant gratification. And here is what I found. Your portfolio speaks a lot about who you are as an artist. Okay? Secondly, having a unique style is fake. Now, what does it mean? I would say that creativity, all the creative work has done. It's finished. I would say it's everything has been done. What is not done is this, your own personality. If you combine your personality with the kind of work that you love, that you inspire, if you combine them, you will develop and discover some new kind of work. Trust me, it always works. I have seen many artists, they tell me the same thing. That's how it works. And yes, if you have a strong, solid portfolio, you build a self respect. Here in Paris, there's so many amazing artists that I've seen. They have like 20 to 30 maximum of portfolio pieces, not more than that. I thought that you need to have so much of work, you know, like 20, like 50, 60 pages of different kind of skills that you know. No, 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 no. You're only confusing the recruiters. It's better to have like 20 pieces of artwork, and each artwork needs to be solid. Like they should know that okay, this guy wants this. If you want to do storyboard, like if you love doing action board, just show that you like doing shots like action board. It's okay to show other kind of emotional, dramatic kind of shots if you feel like showing. It's absolutely fine. Versatility is always welcome, but you need to show up yourself that what you are good at, right? That's extremely important. And the next thing is that networking becomes so much easier. They talk to you, they want to talk to you. Like I had so many interviews with recruiters here, like during this pandemic time. I had so many talk, like they want to know. Right now the problem is that the work is not available here, at least in Paris. I don't know about India, but everywhere is like distributed, that they're still building up. It's coming slowly but slowly. And I would like to share my last thought, which is work on your skills. Like keep on working. Like if you don't work on your skills, someone is still working on it and he will overcome you. There's no competition, but just don't feel heated at. But at the same time, you just invest your time on yourself. Just keep working on it. This is the best time. Like, it's the best opportunity during this pandemic. You just keep on working on your skills. What you love to do, just work on it, and read a lot of books. It's in MIT. It's the library is amazing. Just go there, grab some book, read them, read everything. Just keep on, like build your knowledge, and because you need ideas to create, right? And yeah, don't learn skills all at the same time. It's not a good idea. Like if you want to focus on one thing, just do that. And if you become good at it, if you trust yourself that you're getting better at it, try something new, apply, combine them, test, fail, repeat. And when you can see the graph of yourself, like if 2 months back you were here, and after a few months you were in somewhere in a different horizon, you shouldn't worry about the jobs because you know that you are going in the right direction. So just focus on skills, skills, and skills. Lastly, skipping or ignoring the basics or the foundation, the fundamentals, you will waste so many creative years in the future. This is true. The more you do the basic, the more it gets easier to do the difficult stuff because everything is based on the fundamentals. And yeah, thank you. I hope you guys enjoy my presentation. Stay safe, guys.